Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. So in this video, we're going to discuss Leetcode problem of the day, and today's problem is difference between ones and zeros in row and column, and it is a medium level problem. So we got a medium level problem on Leetcode after a very long time, and still I believe that this is not very difficult problem. It's more on the easier band of the medium difficulty range, right? So you just have to do what the problem says, that we have been given a n into m binary matrix, and we have to calculate difference of ij as the number of ones in the ith row, the number of ones in the jth column, minus the number of zeros in the ith row minus the number of zeros in the jth column, right? So this is a whole equation. Now we are just going to first of all reformulate this one. So let's say number of ones in row I plus number of ones in column j minus number of zeros in row I minus number of zeros in column j, right? So let us try to reformulate these two things. The number of zeros in row I will be essentially equals to number of zeros in row I. For the current row, there can be at maximum, let's say column number of elements, right? And we have O or I ones among them, so these will be the number of zeros. Similarly, for the current column, the number of zeros in column j will be equals to the maximum number of elements will be equals to the number of rows minus the number of number of ones currently that I have will be equals to the number of zeros. So I can write it as ORI, that means ones in the current row plus ones in the current column minus number of columns minus number of rows in the current row minus number of rows minus number of ones in the current column, right? So basically 2 into ORI plus OCJ minus R plus C, like this, right? So this will be the number of rows plus number of columns, and this is going to be twice of number of ones in the current row and number of ones in the current column. So basically I have reduced the original equation into something like this. So this equation is much simpler, and now we don't have to calculate the number of ones and the number of zeros separately, right? So what you can now do is you can just count the number of ones from here. So what I have essentially done is I have created first of all the dimensions of the grid, that is n into m, and I have taken n rows and m columns. So these are both vectors which are initialized to 0, and I am just traversing through all the positions, and if the current element is equals to 1, I am going to add 1 to my current row and 1 to my current column, right? Now I am just traversing through the whole matrix, and I am updating the grid matrix itself. So I am not creating a separate vector, double dimensional vector, I am updating the original one itself, right? So how I set my answer? I set my answer as twice of the number of ones in the current row and the number of ones in the current column. These are both added minus n plus m. So these will be the total number of rows and columns. And at the end I can just return my grid vector, and this will be my final solution. So let me just quickly submit this and show you that this particular solution works. So you see it is getting accepted and the solution is absolutely correct. I hope that you guys were able to understand the solution. This was all that was it to this particular problem. That is why I was saying that this is not actually a medium level problem. So that is it for this particular video. I hope that you guys were able to understand the solution. If you guys did, then consider dropping a like on this video, and don't forget to share thoughts in the comments, because your engagement with this particular video really helps the YouTube algorithm to understand that this video is actually helpful for you, and it will be able to reach much more people like you who want to keep solving new problems. So that is it for today. Till the next video drops, keep coding, stay safe, bye bye.